everyone, Sam here with HorrorMom.com, and I've got another good action horror, suspense, great story, very interesting killer type of horror movie for you today. This is called Dark Was the Night. It came out in 2014. In Dark Was the Night, an unknown evil is unleashed on a small town when a logging company forces it out of its normal environment. And it has no choice but to find new prey. And this is like a really small, very remote, wooded area community. Everybody in this town would be into hunting and wildlife, and everybody is kind of very close-knit and tight, where if something happens to one person, everybody's going to know the story. And as our story evolves, the town starts to notice a few things. The hunters are noticing there's not nearly as many deer or other wildlife. Some people's dogs are going missing. You're missing a horse. Somebody goes missing. There's just some things going on. And then one night, everybody kind of experiences the same thing, which there are all these tracks that have gone throughout the town. And a lot of people had felt like there were people in their yard. Even the sheriff felt like there was somebody in their area. And it has very distinct hoof prints. And they also can tell that it is not moving on four hooves. And there's no animal that doesn't move on four hooves if it has hooves. So they are very puzzled as to what could possibly be going on, and everything just kind of elevates from there. You have a sheriff who is thinking this is a prank. He's not willing to listen to, tales or Indian stories or, just the things that maybe you or I might listen to. And he's just trying to find a logical explanation for all this. And he's running out of time. And we're introduced to Sheriff Paul Sheilds, and he is going through some very serious trauma. About 6 months ago, he lost his one son, Tim, to an accidental death. And he has not been able to cope with this at all. He does have another son, Adam. He also has a wife, Susan, who he's currently separated from. And he just has this huge emotional wall. I think he's a very interesting character, watching him go through this and being the sheriff and with everything that happens, because he feels like he's supposed to protect this whole community. And because he feels he couldn't protect his own son, he is just at a huge loss. And it's like he just can't deal with reality. He can't deal with what happened. He can't deal with being around his wife because it makes him feel like he failed. And even though he loves her, so there's a lot of trauma, a lot of sadness there, a very interesting character. And as the movie goes on, he evolves as a character. It makes it so much more meaningful, the way that he handles the ending of this movie. I just really like him. I think they did a great job with the story that he is following. This movie builds and builds on not only the characters, but the horror of what is going on and the reality of what they're facing. This movie is very tense and nerve-wracking. I think it's a scary film. The way that they play the creature up is very well done. Definitely look out in the wooded areas. There's some spots where you can see the creature, and if you're not really paying attention, you're gonna miss it, especially if you hear a noise. If you hear some sort of growling, make sure you look in that scene to see if you can see where it is, because they will give you some glimpses ahead of time of the creature, and I think it's really cool. This movie is very action-packed at the end. It's very exciting and tense. There are a couple little twists that are gonna pop up that you're gonna like. So for a score, I'm gonna give this movie a 7.75. I thoroughly enjoy this film every time I watch it. I think it's got a great story. I think the cast of characters, you'll recognize some of these guys. Lucas Haas was a great child actor, and he's in it. He's the deputy. So I definitely am going to recommend this one. You can check this one out also on Prime. It's streaming on Prime. It's also streaming on Tubi, and it's streaming on Plex TV, which you can watch for free if you just handle a few commercials. And if I had any complaints about this movie, I would just say I wanted more. I wanted, more of the creature and just more of the movie. Before you know it, it is over. There's something that happens at the very end of this movie that is why I feel like I just want more and more, because at the end of the movie, you can see where they could have done more. So I'm not going to give anything away, but I would like to stay for another 10-15 minutes of this movie and get some more action. So I think you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the end of this film. But overall, it's a really fun ride. I definitely recommend it, and let me know in the comments if you like it as well. I will see you guys in the next one. You have a great day. Bye-bye.
Something lives in our woods. And it's looking for food, and it found us. Let's go!